Hello, hello, and welcome back, change makers. We are having so much fun interviewing, but we're celebrating change makers from all over the world. And today we're going back over the border to the north and to Canada, Montreal, one of my favorite cities. So we are here with my new friend Ree, and she is doing some amazing work. Can't wait for you to hear all about what she does with relationships. Hello, Ree. Welcome. Please tell people a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Cheyenne, for having me. Oh my God, you're such a great host. Like the level of energy, it's just amazing. I'm like, I want to listen to Cheyenne. You're so
Thank you.
good at this. I love it. Thank you, first of all, for having me here. It's such an honor. I got to meet Cheyenne and Dawn, and we talk about relationships and all of the struggle, the ups and downs. We had such good laugh. And I was just telling Cheyenne, her laugh is contagious. Every time she starts laughing, it just tickles my stomach, which is perfect because I love to laugh. So don't ever change that. Uh, so my name is Duong, and like Cheyenne said, I'm based in Montreal, Canada, and I am a relationship coach. I have a training in social work. I started this business after I've lost my baby sister to depression, about just a little bit before COVID. And so that, I see it. I know it's tragic, but I see it as her gift, as a rebirth for me, because I was living in a 17 years marriage that was not going where it's supposed to go. It was an unhealthy relationship for me, and I couldn't let go. I was telling that to Cheyenne, like, I had one good quality, which is commit, 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 but commit to the right person. When you commit to the wrong person, it just takes you up to the wrong mountain.
I hear you. I hear you.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, tell us a little bit about, what kind of programs, what kind of services are you offering to help with relationships?
Absolutely. So I have two programs right now going on. And one of them is called the Magnetic Goddess Blueprint, which has 96% successful rate. So I work with women between the age of 30 to about 60. Actually, a brief story, I had a lady, she's 67 years old, been 15 years single because she had a really bad relationship that was very toxic, traumatized by the event. She's close to retirement, and she wanted to be able to spend her, last stage of her life traveling the world with the person that she loves, doing all the things that she wanted to do, but she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to attract in that right like partner, compatible partner. And so I help her through, her mindset shift and really the belief in love and abundance and all of that, and kind of coaching her through, how to build her dating profile, how to go online, how to do it organically, and then what to write in her description so that it showcase her real authentic self, so that she attracts in the right type of partner that is going to align to the values and the vision that she had. And then, she would text me like, okay, he texted me this, what does it mean? I help her decode men's behaviors, like when he says this is what he's really trying to say. So, kind of guide her through. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And honestly, I am so proud. Like, now it's been over a year now. They've been traveling the world. She's retired. They've gone to Germany, Paris. They've gone to all around Europe. They've just been traveling everywhere. And she said to me, John is everything that I had imagined in my head, but didn't think it could actually come true. So, yeah.
Wow,
Mm.
wow, I'm getting goosebumps. That's such an awesome success story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness. Well, tell us a little bit more about your backstory. I know you mentioned your sister as kind of a turning point in your life, but what tell us a little bit more about what happened even before that. What has led you to becoming really, really passionate about helping people with relationships?
Yeah. So I, as a kid, always knew that I was going to help people in some form or another because my grandfather is a monk. And so it's
Wow.
yeah, genetically, I mean, I'm supposed to go in the same similar path. And I spent a lot of my younger years when I was in the refugee camp, but I spent a lot of it. We've been 9 years in the refugee camp. I was born in Cambodia, but then with the Cambodian genocide, we couldn't stay in our own homeland, so we fled to Thailand, and we were in the refugee camp for 9 years there. But most of my years, I had a really good childhood because my parents sheltered me from all of the chaos and horrific things that happens. But I spent most of my years in the temple. It's my favorite place to go because there is like moral stories and all of these things and virtues. So I am in love with that. And as a kid, I've always loved love. Like I'm a huge sucker of love. I watch every chick flicks there is. And my sister, like who passed away, she's like, I was like, it makes me want to vomit.
Oh
But
my.
so it feels very aligned. So when, she passed away, and I actually had to look at my 17 years marriage and admit to myself that I was an unhealthy relationship, and decided, life is too short to live unhappy. And I've been fighting this relationship for so long, hanging on to dear life. But the more I hang on, the more it feels like it was slipping away from me. And so when she left, I remember when she was alive telling me, "You love love. Like, I want to see you happy." And so I took an oath and I said, I'm going to honor my sister. I'm going to do the most terrified thing that I've never wanted to do, which is I wanted to be married to one person and one person only for the rest of my life, to death do us part.
Mm.
But this is not working. And I'm so miserable. I look at myself in the mirror. I don't even recognize the girl that I am. I'm not as bubbly as I used to be. I love life, and it was just draining out of me. And I was telling my ex-husband at the time, like, I feel like I'm dying inside. I feel like a candle where my light is about to shut off, and I can't help myself. If I don't do something about it, I'm going to fade away. And I have two kids, and I can't afford to do that.
Mm. Mm. Gotcha. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Holy cow. Yeah, the monk. Oh my goodness. That must have given you a really interesting
Mm,
spiritual foundation for everything you're doing. So
yes.
I'm really curious. So you told us a lot about your successful client that you worked with and stuff, but does is there a spiritual component to your work?
Yes. I think like it's all aligned because ultimately we're just spiritual being in a human body.
Mm.
So this is a
Yes.
physical thing. To me, this is just an illusion. I just look like this. I'm just energy, essentially.
Yes.
So this is a message that just comes to me. And I'm trying to live my life purpose when I'm actually helping people finding love and finding their essence and being authentic to them. That's really connecting to their spiritual being, their divine being, and finding the gift, the purposes that they were meant to do in this world. And I think about Bruce Lee, my favorite role model. He said, "Under the stars, we are all but brothers and sisters." And that's how I view us as divine being in this human body, just trying to live our best life, struggling. We're all stumbling at some point, so might as well help the other person that's falling and just lift them up and do our very best. And that's all I aim to do is with everything, the chaos that's happening around the world, I think love is the antidote to so many things. And that's why I'm so passionate. Like for me, the driving force is to honor the legacy of my sister, but I get to spread love. And I got a third chance at love. That's what I was sharing with Cheyenne. I got a third chance at love. I failed with the 17 years marriage. Then I got into another second relationship for 3 years. And the person who promised to take care of my heart when I no longer believed in love decided after 3 years to walk away from the relationship. I'm like, what the hell? Where's
Wow.
the honor system of commitment? But that was also a good awakening, because sometimes the most difficult things that happen in your life, although you can't see it at that moment, and it's so painful and it feels like it's going to last forever, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to last forever. It's a phase that it's go through. You hang into the storm, the eye of the storm, you stay calm, and when eventually it all fades away and then you see the rainbows that comes out. And I was blessed to believe in that when he left. It was horrible. You want to run and chase after him and beg and plead. But I knew there was something better for me. And I have intuition. So my ancestor told me like a year before, we broke up. They came to me in a vision as I was traveling in Brazil, and like our relationship was like kind of a little bit on the rock, and I needed, to rediscover myself. So I went to Brazil to visit my friend, and during that trip, the vision came, and then they kind of told me, Ree, I know you love your boyfriend. I know you want this to be your forever. And, redating again, like, why go through that? We understand that. But unfortunately, this is not your partner. You have great memories and cherish it, but this person will not stay in your life. And I was upset. I was angry with my ancestor. I'm like, God damn it.
How
I
dare you tell me
refuse to
that?
listen to them. I refuse to listen to them. And I said to them, well, that's your take on it. Like, I am the master of my destiny, so let me be the one in control. And they said, well, you can fight it all you want, but it's written in your destiny, it's not gonna work out. So I begged and plead, please, please, please don't separate us. And they said, we understand it's going to be hard, but there is nothing that we can do. All you can do is choose how you respond to this. And I said, well, I choose to fight it. And I said, I don't care who's the gods up there. I might be human, but I am powerful. So I'm going to fight till death do us part. And I hung on to that relationship. And the more I hung on, the more it faded. And that's when I realized, okay, I gave it my best shot. There is nothing more I can do. So when the person walked away, I believed that something better, I needed to clear the space. And oftentimes when we're in relationship, people have a hard time letting go of their ex, and they're back into old patterns. In order to attract in something new, you must need to make space for
Yes.
something better to come in. And that's exactly what I did. And a couple months later, unexpectedly, wasn't really ready or looking for it, came in my partner, and he was exactly like my vision, because I had the vision of what my new partner was supposed to be. And you know what's the funny? You want to hear the funny story, Cheyenne?
Sure.
Um, is that when we broke up, I didn't want it to go see my mom because she's very intuitive and she gets dream and she gets vision. So I knew that if I go see her, I'm gonna get discover and we're no longer together, and my parents gonna start panicking and worrying about me. And I didn't want that for them because we just lost my sister not too long ago. And so I refused to go see my parents and wait until, like, December, when it's Christmas time, because I have no choice to see them, to let them know the truth. But by then it'll be like 3, 4 months gone by. So, I have time to process and, but then as I went to see my mom, because she's just had an eye operation, I put on my Oscar winning performance to not let her detect anything at all, only to find out the next day. My dad calls me and said, so, what are you keeping hidden from us? Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm playing like dumb here. I'm like, I don't know what you're referring to. He said, well, mom had a dream, and your ancestor said that you left your boyfriend and you're in the
Mm,
arms of your new husband. And I was
mm,
like, what? And knowing how mom is so accurate in her vision, um, so then I asked my mom, I said, okay, yes, it's true. We're no longer together. It's been a couple months. I was waiting for Christmas to tell you, but you had to go and discover it now.
Wow.
And then I was just curious. Now I want to know who my new husband is because the dream was, although it seems in reality, it looked like my partner left me, but in truth, I was the one that left him, like the soul chose, right? Because that's what my ancestor also told me like a year before. It wasn't like my partner leaving me, it was me choosing to leave. But in the realm of this world, it looked that way that he left. So I was curious. I asked mom, so my new partner, what he looked like, how do I track him down? Like, give me some hint here. And aside from like being able to say, well, your great grandparents said you are very happy in this relationship. It is a handsome man, a kind, generous man, and the only other clue she could give me was he wear black glasses. I'm like, God damn it! There's so many men who wear black glasses. Where am I gonna go find them? It's gonna look for a needle in a haystack. But the funny thing, I did date it after that. Um, Two particular men that came down to it. One was my current boyfriend, and the other one was a fireman. And the fireman was the one that was wearing the black glasses. And I was like, "Oh, this is a difficult choice to make." Like the fireman he desired me, was willing to do just about anything. I had him wrapped around my finger. And then there was my current partner. Um, just completely different from what I was expecting. Totally calm, totally cool. I didn't really know. I knew he was interested, but really know like how he was feeling. He was just slower, taking his sweet damn time. I was like, "Hey, are you into this or not?" Like, I got like competition here. Like, who do I choose? So my mom's vision, which is the guy with the black glasses, and my vision a year before, which was my current boyfriend. So now I have two contingent intuition that are competing against each other. And the safe bet was to go with the fireman with the dark black glasses. And then the risky one was taking a chance on my partner who didn't really know what he was feeling for me. He had interest, but he takes his time when it comes to love. Me, I'm a fast like decision maker. Like I see you, I like you, I want, I commit, get out of the way. Like that's it. You hop on the train or you don't. I'm going.
Wow, wow. I love it. Well, you've obviously had some adventures in your life when it
I
comes to
did.
relationships of all kinds, and, and you've got some great success stories behind you, so I'm really curious, do you have
Yeah.
a big vision for where you might be and what you might be doing 5 to 10 years from now?
Oh my God. I would love to be able to spread as much love as possible, to be able to collect like testimony of people who said, "Oh, thanks to like I actually found the love that I've been craving and dying to have. I didn't know that I could have it, but I finally have it." And I want to be able to spread like, because I believe in giving to the next person. So whatever I teach my client, hopefully they can pass it on to, their sister, their brother, a friend, like pass that on. I do believe in passing on the torch. So to be able to say, thanks to you, my children have like good parents that love each other. And that would create like a generation of people who know how to love properly. Because in school, society, nobody teach you how to love. Like they don't tell you that picking your partner is one of the most important thing in life to do, because when you have a good relationship, there's a ripple effect in your career, because it's been shown in research, when you have a healthy functional relationship, you thrive and you make 3 times 4 times the income that you're currently making, because they give you the belief in yourself, the confidence for you to go out there and crush your business, to be able to be radiating and shining, connecting, building impact, like making impact and building healthy relationship with other people, because there's so much love inside of you that you want to spread that love onto others. I wish I was told that that is the most important thing for you to be able to do, and which is my dream, and it's close to coming to reality, is aside from helping people find love, is to go into school setting of young adolescents, because a lot of them have heartbreak, and a lot of them, resort to suicide and all of that. It's one of the big thing. And I've helped many, many young clients age 12, 13 to, deal with their heartbreak and have a different perspective, that you can still thrive and have healthy relationship, that this situation doesn't define you, and suicide is not the only other option. And so I am going into school setting. I'm trying to convince the principal. She's super interested in teaching young people what a healthy relationship look like. What should you be focusing on? What are some of the red flag? What are the things that you need to do for your own self growth, so that you can show up as the best version of who you are, to attracting somebody who is aligned to your vision, to your goal. Like, I can't imagine, like, just schools of young kid having healthy relationship rather than screaming and yelling and heartbreaks and all of that. That would be my biggest vision. And then I would say to have a scholarship in the name of my sister, because that would be a great dream for her, to do a fun activity for veterans, because I have a weak spot for veteran. My grandfather, who was a monk, later also became a soldier, so I have a weak spot for veterans. But to do like some kind of fun activity with veterans, like running, jogging, but just completely out of this world. Like, I throw really good parties. So I'm pretty
I
sure I can
bet.
really I can really upscale this. Like people be like, wow, this is the funnest thing. And then we would raise that money. Part of it would go into helping veterans, and the other part would go to a scholarship for school, helping youth that can't afford to go to school have an opportunity to pursue a certain career that will help other make an impact around the world.
Oh my goodness. I am so glad you shared all of that. You have no idea how in alignment we are, because
Oh.
my husband is actually director of the Hope Institute now, and Hope Institute is mostly about working with youth and veterans.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
That's that's our two arenas where we really like to shine as well. And I'm going to have to connect you with my friend Chris Hendricks, because Chris Hendricks volunteered himself. He is
Mhm,
a singer songwriter in North Carolina. He volunteered himself to do a benefit concert for us when we did our suicide prevention event. And he used to go into North Carolina schools and do anti-bullying programs
mhm,
and really focus on helping the youth to understand their value. I'm
mhm,
going to send you a link to one of his videos as well, because he went all over North Carolina, and he's been around the world now too.
mhm,
And everything he sings about, everything he talks about, because he's got cerebral palsy, and
mhm,
so he was beat up massively as a child in
mhm,
school, did not understand his value at all. His music is amazing. It's all uplifting. It's all, and he loves to go into
mhm.
schools and help kids understand how amazing they are. So, yes, we're going to make some connections. He's supposed to be interviewed in this group too. It's just I haven't been able to pin him down long enough to. But yes, ma'am. We will be doing some work together.
Yay! I would love that. Oh my God. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Well, please let people know how they can find you.
Yeah, so they can actually go on my Instagram, Eternal Love 43. And so they can go there and really check out all these different content that I do. And also, I would encourage them to go on TikTok because I created an account for me and my boyfriend. It's called Irresistibly Us. And so it's just fun, different things that we do. We talk about real life stuff. We're just trying to be two sincere people, regular Joe and Jane, just doing our regular things. And we tease each other back and forth. And yeah, it's just fun content. So go to Instagram, Eternal Love 43, and on TikTok, Irresistibly Us.
Ah, that's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this amazing information with us today, Ree. What kind of amazing words of wisdom would you like to leave everybody with today?
I would love to be able to say this, and it's a quote that I found. So it's love yourself first because that is the most crucial. When you can love yourself first, you can give the love to others because when you truly honor and cherish who you are, you set the standard of how others will love you. So you need to learn to love you so that you can show other how it is best to love you. And that way it's easier for them to go, okay, this is what you need, Ree. Like, this is how I can show you love because you know what you need because you learn to love yourself first.
That is so powerful. I've got goosebumps all over the place. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne.
Awesome. Well, and thank you to all of our amazing change makers here in our group and on YouTube. And we will see you in the next interview. Have an awesome, amazing day.
Thank you so much, Shan. Can't wait to have you on my podcast next week.
Sounds good.